everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, and he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. Safe in his arms. Because Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, oh, and he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm safe. Oh, safe in his arms. So when the storm of life is raging, and the billows they roll, I'm glad, yeah, that he shall sing. That he shall somebody praise him right there. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
First, giving honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's first in my life. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in to help our pastor celebrate his pastoral anniversary. those that are near, far, Arizona, Philadelphia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We just want you to know that we appreciate you for tuning in to help us with this wonderful occasion, our pastoral anniversary.
Hello, everybody. Virgie Brown here, Pastor Zay, President of the Greater New Hope Baptist Church, where my leaders are Pastor Lavelle McMichael and Dr. Angela McMichael. For the month of March, we'll be celebrating our pastoral anniversary virtually. We would like for you to join us each night and support us. The theme of our pastoral anniversary is preserving the legacy of our leaders through love. Taken from 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, verses 12 and 13. How can you help us show that love? You can do it by prayer. You can do it with your presence. Or you can do it with presents, gift presents. You can do it by $ GNHBC or Giblify. Or you can just mail it to our church at 906 Meredith Street, High Point, North Carolina, 27260. Help us show our leaders how much we love them.
Hey, so I just want to send you some love from LA, to a nephew that I'm so proud of, Pastor, and, on a regular basis when we get together and we check in LA, or when you're traveling, or if I catch up with you in Philly or wherever, you're just inspirational. I'm proud of you as a father, as a family man, as a standing, leader of our community, and most importantly, because of how you are continuing the legacy, the spiritual legacy that we were all built on. I'm sure that my mother, Dr. Marlene Tolley, and everyone that has gone on, to be with the Lord, is just so proud of you and how you're choosing to live your life, man. And we may not talk every day, but I just couldn't let this moment go by without congratulating you. Love you.
Good evening, and thank you for helping us to celebrate the 4th pastoral anniversary of our pastor, Lavelle McMichael, and our leading lady, Dr. Angela McMichael. We appreciate you helping us. We'll be doing this each Wednesday and during the month of March. So hit those likes and those shares. Call somebody and let them know that the Greater New Hope family is celebrating the 4th pastoral anniversary of the best leaders I know. And if we were in church, we will say, the next speaking voice you will hear will be, and it will be none other than our pastor, Pastor Lavelle McMichael Sr.
This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We're so excited. Thank you so much, Sister Virgie, for being a part of this celebration. Sister Virgie has done an amazing job. She has pulled together these services virtually, and we are so grateful to the Lord that we are able to celebrate in a virtual way. Although we're not in the church building, the fact that Sister Tammy was able to join us tonight, and my Uncle Jonathan from California, I really appreciate all of the love that you all are sending virtually. And we have an amazing program for you tonight. My good friend, Tamika Furby of the Furby Sisters in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is going to be our special musical guest. And so immediately after I get finished talking, she's going to come on and she's going to grace us with a musical selection. And then immediately after that, I'm going to be speaking live with the Reverend Dr. Ricky Harvey of Rochester, New York, the Mount Olivet Baptist Church in Rochester, New York. So we're really excited about what's going on. I need you to like this post. I need you to share this post. I need you to flood the comment section and let us know that you're watching, and let somebody else know that the greatest broadcast in the world is on right now, the virtual experience of the Greater New Hope Baptist Church. Right now, we're going to Sister Tamika Furby in Philadelphia, and then we'll be right back.
It hurts a lot when you walk away. It hurts a lot when you stray. It really hurts him to see his children dying, yeah, when they don't choose to go his way. But he says, I'll be waiting hurts, Lord, when you walk away. It hurts, Lord, when you stray. It really hurts him to see his children dying, when they don't choose to go his way. But he says, I'll be waiting right here for you, right here waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you, right here waiting for you, for you, for you.
Thank you so much, Tamika Furby, for that beautiful selection. Listen, she's in the comment section, so I need y'all all to go over to iTunes right now and download her new single, I'm With You. She has various albums that she's already recorded, but this new single just came out on February 26th. She's going to be with us for 2 more services. We talked this week, and we've been friends for over 20 years. Maybe even close to 25 years. And I was able to do some great work with her there in Philadelphia. So thank you so much, Tamika Furby, for this great musical selection. Did y'all not enjoy her? I need y'all to pump some hearts and just shout her out. Let's get her trending right now. Her music is amazing. It is spirit filled. And I'll be talking to her a little later this month on the broadcast too. But stay tuned for some good music. I'll be waiting here for you. That was amazing. At this time, I'm so proud and glad to have my friend, Dr. Ricky Bernard Harvey from Rochester, New York. And so he is going to join us, and we're going to have a dialogue. He has been my mentor for more than 15 years, and he has been able to impart into me what I need to be an effective pastor. And so we're just going to have a dialogue tonight about our friendship, our relationship, and pastoring in general. And we want you to join us for this discussion because many of you that are celebrating with us have been a part of our services. You know, during this time, the Band of Brothers, we would be together. And so I miss Pastor Harvey. I miss Pastor Jenkins. I miss Damien, all the way from Arizona and Memphis. So I'm going to bring on the Reverend Dr. Ricky Bernard Harvey, and we're going to have a conversation tonight because we're really excited about what the Lord is doing. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine and glad to be here. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being a part of this service tonight. You know, when they asked me what I wanted to do for our pastoral celebration, it would not be a pastoral celebration if you were not a part of this celebration, because not only did you perform my installation service, but for so many years, you have helped me through this spiritual journey. And so I wanted to take the time while you're not preaching and while I'm not admiring you, to really allow people an opportunity to just kind of see how we interact and how we engage. So thank you so much for being here tonight.
Well, the pleasure is mine for being here. And of course, had it not been for the pandemic, as was last year, we would either be there or on our way to High Point, North Carolina. But we're very pleased to be able to come via social media. And that just speaks to how good God is and how we have been able to jump on what is becoming the new normal. So I'm thankful to God, but I'm very proud of you and our other sons and brothers in the ministry for the great work that we have continued to do. And sometimes, son, you got to pat yourself on the back. And if nobody's patted you on the back, let me pat you on the back and tell you, you've done a good job. You're leading a church through a pandemic.
Wow. That's so amazing to hear you say that. And what I have a few questions that I was just thinking about. What do you feel is the greatest piece of advice that you could give to pastors in this pandemic? Because a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are not able to maximize platforms like this. And I know you're over there working your own virtual ministry and doing some things to make sure that ministry continues to go on. So how could you encourage some pastors that are struggling in this pandemic season?
I would say in this season, we have to be to our churches what we have always had a problem with them being. You know, we always have had churches who were not, we've always complained about our churches won't change. They're set in their ways. We have to be what we say we don't want them to be. We have to be relevant. We have to be willing to change. We have to be adaptable. We must be relevant. We must be cognizant. We must keep our thumb on the pulse of our ministry to be sure that we are engaging, because the thing that we're saying wrong is that the church is shut. The church is not shut. And so we have to be open to God and to the Spirit. I'm 57 years old. And if I could adjust, not that I'm the oldest guy out here doing social media, there are many doing it too, but certainly the young preachers, you've got to be open, you've got to be willing, you got to be ready, very versatile in this season, because the church as we knew it, it is no more.
And so you've been pastoring for 35 years. This is my 16th year of pastoring, my 4th year here at the Greater New Hope Baptist Church. In 35 years, have you ever led in a pandemic? And then also, what has kept you going for these 35 years?
Well, let me say this first. Don't say 16. 16 years is not something to sneeze at. 16 years is, after 16 years, you've got some war scars on you. You've got the bruises, the scars, the pain, the victory laps. You have all of that under your belt after 16 years. And after 16 years, it's just it's a continuation. What has kept me here? Certainly, I give God the glory, the praise, and the honor. God has kept me. But also, you young preachers, you, Arante, Damien, my sons in the ministry, Winterborn, have kept me, and I have to say, kept me relevant and kept me able to keep up. I'm running the green screen. I've got the ring lights. I got all of this stuff, and knowing that it's our job to feed our sheep regardless of the situation that comes our way. It's our job to feed. And so you have to, regardless of what the conditions of the kitchen are, you still got to cook and you got to feed.
Ain't that the truth? Listen, Rochester is in the house. I'm looking at the comments and I see Rochester. Rochester, y'all know I love y'all. I mean, I missed y'all last year at Holy Week. I've been a part of the Holy Week services there. I've been a part of the anniversary celebrations for Pastor Harvey, and we have definitely developed a relationship. Prior to this pandemic, we were planning a bus trip for your church to come to our church, because we're sister churches, even though we're hundreds of miles away, because of the connection that you and I have. And so when you think about pastoring, what is it that and you're very good friends and with my wife. Yeah. How could you encourage her in this celebration? Because the celebration is not just about me, but what could you say to encourage your daughter and your grandsons?
I would say what the Lord said to Joshua in this season: be strong and of good cheer. This is not, even though it's anniversary season, and I'm so thankful to Sister Virgie and to the members of Greater New Hope for continuing to celebrate the work that you do. Our work generally, typically goes so unnoticed, and people do not know that pastors are doing 10 times more work during this pandemic than we did when we were inside of the doors. And so I say to Sister Angie, and I say to my grandsons, listen, guys, you gotta, David says, you gotta encourage yourself. We are grateful to the church. We're grateful to the community for encouraging you and for being a blessing to you. We're grateful to your brothers in the ministry who will be coming along during this month and celebrating you. But to you, Pastor McMichael, and to the entire McMichael family, sometimes you have to embrace yourself as a family, hold on to each other, and encourage each other, and know that your work is not in vain, that your labor is not in vain. And not only does God see you, but you have people like Sister Virgie, and I'm just looking at all of the people who are giving shout outs to you from all over the country. I do see Rochester in there, but I see people from all over the country giving you shouts out, and they're giving shouts out to Lady McMichael too, Angie, my daughter. And so I want to say to you, daughter, I know if you're not, you see such a busy doctor. If you're not watching now, you will. I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Very few first ladies can do it like you do. You do it. You got it. You got it. And years ago, there was a saying out with Michelle and Barack, the power couple. They're still a power couple. They're in DC or Chicago, wherever they are now, but there's a power couple in High Point, North Carolina. And I want to say to you, LaBelle, and say to you, Lady Angie, you guys are a power couple. You are an amazing couple. You're raising two amazing boys who are becoming fantastic young men. When I see LJ and my baby Logan, who's no longer a baby. Last time I saw him, he was in my arms, sleep. And I tell you what, he's not gonna get in Grandpa's arms now. He's a big boy now. Got the little curly hair. So hey guys, keep doing what you're doing. They're good boys, and it's a testament, LaBelle, Pastor, to the great work and to your stick to itness. You got to stick to it. Stick with it. Stick to it. Stick with it. Don't give up.
Yeah, I appreciate all that. I mean, we've had the opportunity to travel together. We've had the opportunity to preach together. You are very good at teaching your preachers or those mentees that you have how to preach, how to start a message, how to close a message, how to carry a service. There was a picture. I was preaching at your anniversary service, and there's a picture of me, and I'm rearing back, and I'm going in, and you're standing there with your arms folded, and you got this face. Do you remember that picture?
Yeah, I remember that picture.
What is it? How does it feel when you see your mentees embodying the teaching, the training, and the execution of ministry?
Oprah asked Aretha once, she said, Aretha, how do you feel when you hear Whitney and Mariah Carey, and all of those young singers, the Ann girl, all those young women coming up under her? How do you feel when you hear them singing your songs or singing like you? And Aretha responded by saying, I know my influence when I hear it. And she says, and I like it. And so that's what I'll say to you. I know my influence when I hear it. I know my influence when I see it, and I like it. I love it. There's nothing that a father in the ministry loves any more than seeing a reflection of himself in his sons and daughters in the ministry. And so, Lavelle, when I see you in ministry, so many people see you and they ask me, are you my real son? And I respond by saying, absolutely, he's my real son. And you look like me, and people tell me all the time, especially when I'm wearing that dude like you got it. You know, people say he looks just like you, and so I just know my influence, and I say to God be the glory for having given me a ministry strong enough to last for these 35 years of pastoring. I've been out here like 48 years. I've had a microphone in my hand in front of people for more than 45 years. And God still gives me strength and favor with people. We're not out here because we're good. We're out here because God has given us favor. And I'm grateful to God for the favor he has given me, so much so that young men like you and Arante and other ministers see my ministry and appreciate it enough to attach yourselves to me, one, and then allow me to attach to you. Because I know as a young pastor, you need me for counsel, and as an older pastor, I need you for strength. And so I'm grateful to God that he has allowed us to connect as we have.
Yeah, you've been able to walk me through many highs and many lows. And it's interesting, you know, one of the things I learned from you is that I have a place to preach every Sunday. And one of the things I found myself saying is the fact that my church knew that I was the preacher and they still showed up, then for that I'm humble. And so you teach us a level of humility, because they didn't have to show up because they knew who the preacher was going to be.
And you know what? That's the most humbling thing about preaching is people wake up on Sunday mornings, they get their clothes ready, they know that we are preaching, and they still come.
Yeah, they still log on to
and today they still log on to YouTube, they log on to Facebook, and they know that we're preaching. And all I can say is to God be the glory. And I don't say that as a cliche. And the older I get, as you know, we're both, you're not a baby now. And you know, the older we get, the more we're grateful to God that people still, they sign on to us every Sunday. And I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God.
Yeah. So, you know, my dog is over here whining, and I know you got a dog over there.
I can imagine too. Well, I got snacks to keep my dog from. I got this.
Hey, Logan, bring me some snacks. Cause
I brought my snacks with me, so I just keep throwing my snacks to keep my dog quiet.
So there's a lot of things that we have in common, and many people know that we both have dogs. In fact, 2 years ago, you came when you were here preaching, and you in my backyard built a chicken coop, and then FedEx me some chickens that after a few months were massacred by either a fox or a raccoon, and now I need to do some work to my my chicken coop. But what got you into the love of animals and chickens, and how can you relate that to ministry? How do you know? I can't wait to get my chicken coop back up and running. I know you got some chickens you ready to send me, and I'm really looking forward to it because. But tell me how you got into that, and how is that relatable to ministry as well?
Well, as a kid, when I was a kid, they had boys used to go up on the corner and play basketball at different person's house. I went up one time and I was the tallest kid in the circle. They shot to get captains, and the captain chose me. He said, I want red on my team. He said, didn't know my name. He says, I want red. And we started playing basketball. They gave me the basketball. I'm running the wrong way. And they started saying, red, you saw, red, you this, red, you that. And I knew then that ball was not my thing. Sports was just not my thing. My calling has been on my life, all of my life, and I've always known that. And so I always knew that I could not do what everybody else was doing, what all of the other fellows was doing. I could not do that. My granddaddy went up, gave me a rooster, a red rooster, when I was 6 years old. I'm 57 years old, and ever since I was 6 years old, I have had chickens in my life. And today I have 30 show quality Orpington big boned chickens in my backyard, 5 roosters and 25 hens. And of course, 1 or 2 of those roosters are for you, and 6 or 7 of those hens are for you. And so how I relate that to God is, and I told my son, Ricky Jr. this, I said, I love life. I love life. And all life comes from God. And often I sit out in my little chicken house and I watch how the rooster helps the hen make the nest, how he watches with the little chicks and how they share. There's sharing, there's caring, there's fighting, there's forgiveness. There's letting it go, and you get to see all of those characteristics in chickens, and of course, in dogs. There's not a forgiving animal anymore than a dog. You yell at the dog, and 1 minute later, he's back in your arms, greeting you every time you walk in the door. And so, what I see from my animals, my chickens, and my dog, who's right here beside me, I see love, and I appreciate love from any capacity that God allows me to receive it.
Awesome. Yeah, and you mentioned Ricky Jr. and Rakita and Rico and Rashad. You have 4 amazing children as well. You've done an amazing job. How have you kept that balance with family and ministry? And I know you have a namesake, and he's doing amazing. And how does that feel to see just your natural children? I know we take claim to you as spiritual children of people that you have mentored in the ministry, but I see that same level of work with your children, and I've had the opportunity over the years to build a relationship with them as well, and I just see the character and their ability to take all that you have to offer and just really make them. They're all different. They all do different things. They all have different gifts. I too was horrible at basketball. In fact, when I see my kids, my father was a basketball star and my grandfather was a basketball star. I didn't know that until it was too late. And so I made it a point to make sure that my kids knew how to handle the ball, because I didn't want them to walk on the court and be the scrub. So I always made sure I'm making sure that they got it. But
we have to admit that you haven't done real well with chickens either.
Listen,
you haven't done real well with chickens either.
So basketball is out, chickens is out. My last dog died.
Last dog died. Hey, Lavelle, we're gonna find you some, maybe some marbles or something. We're gonna find something that really works, because you haven't done a good job with the chickens.
Yeah,
I see Pastor Ronte Jenkins.
I've done good with my children though, and I attribute a lot of that success to you teaching me. There are times. There was one time I remember I was yelling at LJ, and I was on the phone, and you was like, "Yo, you need to chill. That boy just got out of school. You scolded me for scolding him, and even though I may have been right in why I was doing what I was doing, you gave me such clarity to the way I was doing it, how I needed to do it different, how I needed to approach it. And so talk to me about fatherhood and preaching.
So first of all, we got a lot of people watching us, and I'm really grateful. You have a lot of people supporting you for your anniversary, and let me say happy anniversary to you again. So make sure I call our listeners, participators, know that we're here celebrating your anniversary. And in as much as we have a lot of people here, I've had a lot of highs in my life, and I wouldn't dare say that my children are fantastic. They're great. But I wouldn't say it's because I have been phenomenal I messed up in every way that you possibly could, but God's grace is sufficient. God's grace is sufficient. And I have to say, the grace of God has been with me. And the only thing I can say about my children, as I watch you, I did not play basketball with my children. I've never thrown a ball. I got 3 boys. I never threw balls with them. I never went to the parks with them. My children with me on the road. I kept my children with me on the road. I kept them with me in restaurants. Anything. My life I lived a very celebrated life, and my children were always a part of my celebrations. I never had a high that they did not experience, but I was not the throw the ball father, the PTA father. I was the church father. And I say to parents, it's great to have a life outside of church, but I know for myself, my church life and their good mothers are responsible for our children being phenomenal children. But can I pause right now and say that we're talking a lot about me, but it's your anniversary. It's your anniversary. And I want to say, it's your anniversary. And while I do appreciate you talking about me, can I talk about you and
Absolutely.
say the marvelous things that you have done? I watched you in Arizona, which is where we met. I watched you in Arizona build a beautiful ministry. You built a major $1 million business. You had 2 houses, $1 million homes, the big cars. I saw you living the big life. And then I saw you give that up to accept this call on your life to come to High Point, North Carolina, really a place I'd never heard of until the Lord sent you there. And so I just want to say to you, I marvel at the works that you are doing and doing with your wife and your children. And when I see you with your boys, I marvel at that. And I want to say to all of our friends and well-wishers in Facebook land, YouTube land, listen, let's be a blessing to Pastor McMichael. Let's be a blessing to Pastor McMichael. Miss Virgie Brown, who works diligently with the pastors committee in the church to take care of the pastor, even though he gave up so much and is probably not even close to what he had, but he's happy. You're happy. You're happy with the blessings that God has given to you. And so I want to say to everybody that's listening to us, and this is not something that I do readily, especially in social media, is ask people to give. But let me ask you all to cash app. Somebody that's listening to us, somebody say cash app. Cash app. Cash app is it's $ Lavelle McMichael. And of course, Lavelle McMichael is his whole name, LOVELLEMCMICHAEL. Will somebody put that in the chat box for us so that we can have it? I see you, Brother Robert Tillman. Would you put it in as you're putting your $100 cash app there? Would you type in for me $ Lavelle? Don't just type in cash app. Type in $ Lavelle McMichael. $ Lavelle McMichael. And I'm going to shoot my $100 tonight, but there will be other hundreds to come. And it's not so much for the money's sake, but it's to encourage you. It's to say we appreciate your ministry. We appreciate your life. We appreciate your friendship. And I can't say, while you talk about what I've done for you, I just can't even begin to mention that in some of the lowest of times in my life, you were there. You were there. You got on airplanes when Lula Collins said, when I was in Sorrow Valley, you got on the plane and you came to be with me, and you stayed with me until I was all right. And I just want to say to you, I appreciate you so much for that. I'll never forget you for that. And the Lord continues to bless you and make his face to shine on you. It's $ Lavelle McMichael. There it is. Thank you so much, T, for doing that. Thank you, Miss Yvonne, for doing that. It's $ Lavelle McMichael, but it's one word. It's one word. His whole name together, Lavelle McMichael. I think when you put $ Lavelle, you'll get it. LOVELLEMCMICHAEL. Just want to say we appreciate you. And then while I got this screen, I want to say we appreciate Greater New Hope. We appreciate Greater New Hope for not only embracing you and embracing your family, but you know, we are crazy, crazy, crazy. When the band travels, we are embarrassing. We embarrass each other. we just hey, Pastor, you know, we're just embarrassing. We are just embarrassing, and we come to New Hope and we just embarrass you and embarrass ourselves, and your people just love us, and we love the love that your people give us. We love the love that Greater New Hope gives us. And so Greater New Hope, this is a shout out to you tonight to say we love you and we appreciate you. We're so sorry that we couldn't get there in 2020 due to, we were quarantined in 2020, as you remember. That was the beginning of the quarantine. And now I think we're on the backside of the pandemic, but none of us are traveling yet. So we're grateful that, look how far God has brought us. We're still together for your 4th anniversary. Wow. Look like we just installed you not long ago.
Yeah, you know, as you're talking about this pandemic, we talked a lot about the pandemic. I know I saw you leading the way in Rochester with the vaccine, and that you got your COVID vaccine. And I know that our community struggles with being a part of this vaccination because of the history that we have with our nation, and how Black people in particular have been hoodwinked and bamboozled and taken advantage of. And what could you say to those who are watching tonight who have not yet decided to get the vaccine, about getting the vaccine, and why is it important, and why did your church lead the way in that effort?
Shirley Caesar flew into Chicago to do a radio interview, and when she got to the radio station, they asked her, they say, Shirley, how was your flight? She said, I'm here, ain't I? So people ask me all the time, they say, how was the vaccine? I said, I've had both of them, and I'm here, ain't I? You know, I'm still here. No after effect. The only thing I say that happened to me is my hair turned black. That's the only thing that happened to me right behind the pandemic. My hair turned black, but in time it'll go back to its natural color. Listen, it's very important that we do everything that we can. And as pastors, we have to lead our people beside the still waters. And everybody was afraid, and I didn't have all of the faith that I needed, but I had the gumption, as my mama would say, to know that if I'm going to expect my people to be vaccinated, and we're expecting to open the building back up at some point, then my prayer would be that all of us would be vaccinated. And there was so much with our former administration, trust and lack of trust and not doing. And so I just put my life in God's hand, because I didn't know. I can't tell you that I knew it was going to be all right. And even on the day of, I had people calling me saying, Pastor, the Lord told me to tell you not to take it, and please don't take it. And then it affected my nerve. But as a leader, your nerves will be affected in many decisions that you make, and you still have to make those decisions. And I'm very glad that I did. The only after effect that I had with the first vaccine, which came about 2 o'clock that afternoon, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I rolled over on my arm, and there was a pain enough for me to take a Tylenol. With the second vaccine, it was absolutely nothing. Now I got to tell you, it's going to affect everybody differently.
Right.
And it has a lot to do with your health and so forth. But I believe I'd rather err on the side of safety and still wear my mask and still socially distance myself from everybody. I'm not shaking hands. I'm not hugging. Even though I've been vaccinated, I'm still not shaking hands and I'm still not hugging. And I encourage people not to do that. But it's very important that we do all we can, because at some point we do want to return to the building. I'm looking at your building as we talk. I'm looking at my sanctuary, your sanctuary. And I got to be honest, I miss preaching to people, and I miss preaching inside the beautiful sanctuaries of such as Greater New Hope and Mount Olivet and the Friendship Baptist Church and the places that we've been. And I'm looking forward to that, but not rushing it, because I don't want it to have a backset with this virus. Let's get rid of it, and we help each other get rid of it by encouraging people to it. We were able to get 289 vaccines through a relationship with our personal relationship with the governor of New York. And may I throw in and say, let's pray for our governor in New York, because as soon as things level off, we may be able to get another vaccine clinic. Right now, if I can plug this, we are a testing center. Our church is now a testing center. Each Friday from 10 to 3 o'clock, we are a testing center for COVID-19. And so we're trying to not just work our church, but save our community as well.
You know, as you were talking, there's a couple of things I want to say, and we just have a few more minutes. And I have to put this plug in there that next week I'm going to be live with the Reverend Dr. Arante Jenkins from Tucson, Arizona, and I see him
can I say he's just about one of the baddest ones of us, the most embarrassing one, and he's online saying that he's the good boy. You know, and he's online saying he's the good one. So I want to hear what he has to say next week. Yeah, we know he's good and embarrassing.
Yeah, we gonna see how that goes. I was just thinking as you were talking, you know, I normally come there for Holy Week for a week. We always come, and when we come, you have a great culinary team there. And when you came to our church here at Greater New Hope, we have a great culinary team. And you know, this past week we had to funeralize one of our culinary team members, Sister Tyra Kinsler. And I just wanted, you know, when I text you all, and I mean, you all called me, and we began to reminisce about her cookies, and that the culinary ministry is so vital in all churches, because fellowship is where the body of Christ really commingles and cohabitates. And so, what could you say to our culinary team that still remains? How could we encourage them? How could we? You've coached me through so many different funerals. I sent you the eulogy before I preached it. I send you messages before I preach them, because I want to make sure that my impact is there. And I think you saw me. I think for the first 10 minutes, I cried all the way through it. So talk to me about just how you could encourage the family. And how do you encourage people who have lost in this pandemic, who have they've lost people, they've lost things, they've lost joy? I want to give you an opportunity to encourage the people.
Well, I want to do this if I could. I got to say, one of the encouraging things for me in the ministry where I serve is my mentor, Reverend Jasper Williams. In a conversation that I had with him, he said to me, "Ricky, you got it. You got it." And that's what I want to say to you, Lavelle. You got it. You got it. I looked at I was privileged to look at the eulogy that you preached, and I marveled at the words of encouragement, the words of exhortation, the words of inspiration, the words of perseverance that you put into that message. You got it. And I don't think I could say any more to a family and to a church than what God allowed you to say to your congregation and to the family and to your culinary team on this past week. So in no wise would I want to leave here. That's why I want to say again, Cash App, $ Lavelle McMichael. I know Arante, Damien. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. We encourage each other through words and through deeds, and financially we do that. And I'm just asking everybody. I see you. I see all of you on here, and you're on here from all over the country. And I'm hoping that 100 people tonight, I'm hoping that 100 people with Cash App, and I wouldn't even tell you what to do. I would ask you to Cash App the best gift that you can give tonight to this pastor, to this wife, and to these children who did like Abraham, just picked up his family and left everything that he had behind and came really to a place where God would show you. So please, Cash App, please Cash App, $ Lavelle McMichael, and let's be a blessing to this family in his 4th anniversary. And so I say to the family, the culinary team, God leaves us in lack, and God never leaves in want, and God never leaves us without all of our needs supplied. And so whereas the Lord has seen fit to come and take our sister to be home with him, there are people on the team, and yet eye has not seen and ear has not heard, nor can you imagine in your heart the blessings that God has for you through culinary and through the entire ministry. If you trust him, don't doubt, fully believe, the blessings are yours. And so culinary, it's there.
Can you do that in your best Jasper Williams voice? We know that your mentor is Jasper Williams, and one of the things I love about you is you're a storyteller. One of the things I admire about you is your ability to take any type of moment and make it a moment. And I want you to imitate him for a minute, but maybe imitate him answering this question. What is it that you admire in a good preacher?
Well, what I admire in a good preacher is a preacher who will study and be true to his call. If you're not true to your calling, see, you gotta be honest with yourself. You've got to feed the people. See, feed the people. See.
I love it. I love it. I just love the way we come into relationship with people, and that we embody who they are. We don't become them, and we don't imitate them.
Embody, but we pick. we're worse, and that's why we have such a wonderful time when the band gets together, because we pick up almost every bad habit we see. We pick up every bad habit we see, and we can only display those habits when we are together. And right. You know, I'm really I'm very appreciative to that. I know your time is about gone. Please, our people that's with us tonight, let's be a blessing to Pastor McMichael. $ Lavelle McMichael. $ Lavelle McMichael. $ Well, somebody put that on the screen, because we got a lot of people who just came on. Please put it back on the screen. Mama, put it back on the screen for us. Cash App, $ Lavelle McMichael. And let's be a blessing to you. Lavelle, we really want to be a blessing to you. I want this to be the biggest blessing. Who says that we can't be blessed in the pandemic? Who says we can't have a good anniversary in the pandemic? Who says that God won't supply all of our needs in the pandemic? God will do it.
I appreciate you. This Friday at 7:00 p.m. is Ladies' Night. You know that. I remember the night we was there. During the installation weekend, we had Ladies' Night, and we had a mic toss. And do you remember passing that mic to Dr. A? And
I do remember.
In the video, I was sending the video out. The video got thousands of views, but I was sending the video out, and in the video, Logan is just kind of on the front row, like he's just sitting there, and Angie is killing it. She's laying down the law of singing, right? Right. And she do high, she do lows, and she kill it.
Right.
And Logan
Right.
just sitting there. My brother said he was just sitting there looking like my mom does all the time.
Like,
Why are
like what
y'all
time are we
going
going
crazy?
to McDonald's?
And so Archie, so on this Friday we're going to be celebrating Dr. A. It's Lady Night, a virtual Ladies Night. We have so many special guests that are coming in, so we're really excited about the opportunity to do this. Thank you so much, Greater New Hope, for the opportunity to have a virtual celebration and to really allow you all to be a part of what we're doing. Thank you so much again, Tamika Furby, for that. Didn't she kill that?
She killed it.
That song?
You've got to get her in some Rochester, Mount Olivet virtual services.
Yeah, I mean, she is just ready. So I need everybody to go on. Especially if you have Apple Music and you pay that subscription, if we could just start downloading her music to our iTunes, that would just be a help to her. For her,
Yeah.
I text her and say, hey, I'm doing a virtual celebration. Can you send me something? And she sent me a drive of some stuff, and I just appreciate not having to beg and all of that, because she was just like, yo, and that's how when you have friends in the ministry, you should be able to call them. And that's what I love about you and Arante, Damien. I can call y'all when I need you, and I can call you when things are well, and the response is the same. And so
Yeah.
I appreciate all of Sister Tammy. Thank you for that welcome in the beginning. Sister Virgie, listen, last night Sister Virgie did so well, didn't she? In our prep for this, she came through. She came through. I'm gonna be ready tomorrow. And Sister Virgie, you did an amazing job. 71 where? You did amazing job, because this is what you desire to do, and it's from your heart. And I appreciate the entire Pastor's Aid ministry for all that you're doing this month and virtually, so that we can continue to have this celebration. We forfeited the anniversary last year because it was right in the middle of the pandemic, right at the beginning of the pandemic, and we didn't know what to do. But this year we were able to keep it going. So thank you all so much. Deacon Grant is behind the scenes, making sure that we look good, making sure that the camera is doing what it's supposed to do. So thank you. Even though he's not on camera, let's give Deacon Grant some shout outs, because we have not missed a Sunday of virtual ministry. We have not missed a Wednesday of virtual ministry since the pandemic started over a year ago. And so I really appreciate Deacon Grant and all of his support behind the scenes to make sure that we can still do this. So Greater New Hope, thank you. I'm about to sign off, and this is how I end. Do you any final parting words before we go?
I certainly want to say thank you to Mount Olivet for coming to be with you in your anniversary. I want to say thank you to Mount Olivet, and I'm asking my own people to Cash App. I'm asking us to Cash App. I'm going to do it before as soon as I sign off, I'm going to do it. I'm just asking everybody, let's be a blessing and thankful. You had a lot of people here, and I'm really glad you had a big night tonight, and Arante's really got to do good to outdo what we've done tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna put all the pressure on him, and what I love about it
is over.
but yeah, I can't put too much pressure, because I'm on his virtual service on the 17th, so he come to me first. So I got
and he's also on mine. He's on my virtual service for Holy Week as well. So we're all together this year, this month, this season.
So this is going to be good. Thank you so much again, everybody. This is the Reverend Dr. Ricky Harvey, Rochester, New York, the Mount Olivet Baptist Church. Thank you so much for being a part of our celebration. This is the first night of our virtual fourth pastoral celebration. This is our kickoff, and what a way to kick it off. You got some great wisdom from this man of God, and you were able to just take a peek into how the Lord has mended us together these many years. So as I always say at the end of our broadcast, I pray that you're having a great day, and we'll have even a greater week. God bless.
God bless you.
Well. Congratulations. 4 years. Wow. It doesn't seem like that long. But 4 years at Greater New Hope Baptist Church, North Carolina. We are so proud of you, and we thank God for you and for your life, because you don't just say it, you live it. And we thank you for that. We love you. We appreciate you. We adore you.
We thank you for being such a great part of us, just to see you doing what you do and how you look and take care of people, how you preach to people, and how they react to what you say. I know for one, I can't be no prouder than any human being than I am of you. And I want you to know we love you and keep the good work up, because you inspire us to do better every day.
Congratulations on your 4th anniversary as senior pastor at Greater New Hope Baptist Church. To my great nephew, who is untiring in his commitment to God and his love to family and others, your mind and body in constant motion, whether it's your wife and children, your pastoring activities, or seeking higher education, always extending yourself in love and compassion to others, either locally or cross-country. Who can keep up? May you continue moving forward as you remain in God's will for your life, knowing that you have the love of family and others behind you. Love you always, Auntie Vaughn.
I'm Delrose Wellington, and thank you for watching today's broadcast.